doing that, we found out that it was just not enough to give them bread, but it was better to teach them how to make bread. And that's what gave rise to the Rochas Foundation Colleges. The Rochas Foundation Colleges, or Rochas Foundation College Owerri, was established in 2001, and from there blossomed to 10 colleges scattered around the country. Rochas Foundation College Oboko, Rochas Foundation College Kano, Ibadan, Jos, Yola, Enugu, Bauchi, and many more. In addition to that, we felt that the Rochas Foundation had not done enough, that every child still needs to be counted. And then, through the 555 project, we introduced what we now know as the Rochas Foundation College of Africa, where we extend free education to poor African children in our nation, in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I used to think that reaching out to the less privileged was contagious. I used to think that touching somebody who was sick with leprosy or something else was contagious. But until the exercise 20 years ago at Masallachin Duma, thanks to my parents, I realized that the more you reached out to the less privileged, the more you gained blessings. This is to announce to you that I'm a proud mother of 2 lovely twin boys and 1 son, 3 boys. This is the only testament that shows that God's hand is on this family. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is love. The fact that the less privileged child who had no hope of going to school could now have a bright education, this is love. Elizabeth Tanko, whose mother had to break stones to train her in school, now has a fantastic, bright future and is now a serving engineer and is able to take care of her mother and children. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, this is love. We have over 16,000 people here to commune and celebrate the good works of God through the Rochas Foundation. This is love. As the Director General of Rochas Foundation, I have the privilege of running the affairs of the Rochas Foundation with over 16,000 children and counting. And I make a vow today, and I renew my promise, that the Rochas Foundation's dream will never go down. In this light, I want to recognize some of our great directors who have taken the leaf from our president. Mr. Aham Rochas, the director, Arrow Foundation. He takes the school to the streets at the IDP camps in Abuja and Benue. Aham, I salute you. I also want to recognize my director, Rofoka, Rochas Foundation College of Africa, Miss Uchechi Rochas, who has devoted her life selflessly to making sure that our children from all other African countries are well taken care of. Miss Yusi, I salute you. I want to recognize my Director of Internal and External Resources, Mr. Amen Rochas, who makes sure that our funding is never dry. Thank you so much for your hard work. And my Director Rafosa, my Director of Media, I salute you all. This is a clarion call to join us as we unveil our Project 2030 to educate over 1 million children by the year 2030. We cannot do this alone, and I stand on all authority, especially the authority from God as a child of God, that this dream will come to an actualization. My twin boys will one day stand on this stage when we have indeed educated over 3 million children. I promise that this mantle will continue to go. I promise that the flag will keep flying, the flag of love, the flag of humanity, the flag of selflessness, the flag of giving, the flag of greatness, the flag of excellence to your next door neighbor. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to reintroduce, after 20 years, a new Rochas Foundation, a foundation that's set to aggressively train 1 million children off the streets into school by Vision 2030. To God be the glory for a great day like this. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take Rochas Foundation documentary, Your Pleasure to Watch.
Rochas Foundation is already 20 years now, but it started by every Friday after the mosque. I found that there are a lot of beggars in the streets of Jos. So I made a point of duty that every Friday we'll have to feed them. So I take my children, take my wife, and we'll go there to feed them, interact with them. Because every time I pass the place, I see some people sitting on bare floor, looking so unkempt, with dirty plates, and it gave me a lot of concern that these people ordinarily wouldn't have been there. It's not comfort, but because they have no help. And I try to put myself in their shoes. And so sympathy comes in. Some kind of feelings comes in. And when I ask why are they sitting there, I can't find an answer other than life has not provided for them.
The father is alive, but there is no work, there is no job.
It all started like a dream. It started like a play. Even most of us at the onset never believed in him.
Rochas Foundation is a covenant, put it this way, it's a covenant, more spiritual covenant between me and my Creator. When I said to him, God, if any way you bless me, I bless others. And if you honor me, I will honor others. If you educate me, I will educate others.
Best children from all the schools, every holidays, in all the classes, are selected and are sent to US for holidays. In 2008, I led the team to US, team of 21 students.
I was one of the people that went to the United States of America. I visited New York, Texas, New Jersey, Pennsylvania.
For me, that fulcrum, that is a pivot upon which all the ways, ideas of Rochas Foundation rotates. And I find joy in giving. It gives me some kind of an unending joy anytime I'm able to help someone in need. And when I don't do that, I'm not happy. If somebody asks me for help and I'm not able to help, that night becomes a sleepless night.
The history of the whole thing is that these children were drawn from less privileged homes. These children, I believe, shouldn't have anything to do with a school. If they should go to school, it's not a school of this standard. I took care of them. They were fed free, tuition free, transportation then free, medical free, writing materials free, even pocket money.
So it got to a point that when the children see me coming, they rush. Especially the children. So when I'm like some few meters away from the Master Chijoma, you see them trooping to come and receive me. So that changed my narrative, my ideas. I said, listen, these are children now. So even if the parents have to suffer, why must the children become part of it? And when will this end in their lives? This was what gave rise to the Rochas Foundation schools. So if I can give education to these poor children, and they can afford to fend for themselves in future. So rather than giving them this food and bread and everything, let me now provide education for them. And that we did, and it worked out with the first school we had. So we built the Owole School, Just School, Kano School, so many schools now were built. And we have over 15,000 children, I still count every year. So every year we enroll about 1,000, 1,200 in these schools.
Precisely, the first college to establish was Owole. Owole was established on the 8th October, 2001. It all started here in this building.